I'm Thomas Schubert. For my essay, I did question number 4. How does body form reflect habitat and habits of a particular fish? Um, so fish are adapted to a particular habitat or niche within an environment. And as such, every element of their physique contributes to their fitness within a particular environment. Um, so everything that comprises their form helps them to survive. So I used 2 examples to get my point across. One is the pike. Some elements of the pike that make it a successful ambush predator, which is its mode of feeding, is its high percentage of muscle, which is somewhere around 65%, its lightweight skin, which reduces dead weight, its cryptic coloration, and the dorsal fin further back on its body towards the caudal fin. One thing you don't see on the pike that is common with most ambush predators is a deep body. So at first you might think, maybe it's not perfectly adapted to being an ambush predator. But if you do a little research, it turns out that predatory fish actually respond slower to attacks by a pike versus bass. Pike generally catch 80% of prey they strike, whereas bass only grab about 30% of the prey they strike. And it turns out that this is because the cross-section of a pike is more disc-shaped or circular, whereas the cross-section of a bass is more elliptical shaped. And this circular shape makes it so it's harder for the prey fish to detect the pike's movements electrically. So again, while it may not seem like a fish is perfectly adapted for its native habitat, it is. Otherwise it would not still be thriving and living. So every element of a fish in its native habitat contributes to its fitness. So my next example is the flounder. The flounder is also an ambush predator. However, it's drastically different than the pike, even though it is still under the same. It's still an ambush predator. So the flounder has a flat body, both its eyes on one side of its body, and dark sandy coloration on that same side, and the other side's white. And so what flounder do is they sit on the bottom of the seafloor and attack prey that swim overhead. So obviously their body is perfectly adapted for sitting and resting flat on the floor and then coming up to attack. That's why they have the eyes on one side of their head, while the other side sits buried in the sand. So the flounder is much different than the pike in appearance. However, it's a very successful ambush predator, just like the pike, and every part of its body contributes to that goal. So that being said, again, all parts of a fish to its native environment are adapted to provide utmost fitness in obtaining food source, mates, hiding, avoiding predation. So a broader sweeping conclusion that you can make from this is that when you're identifying an unknown fish or dealing with an unknown fish or even a new fish, one of the first things you can do to properly understand it is to just examine its body form, and that is because its body form will be directly representative of how it utilizes its environment. So this could be a great first step to understanding an unknown fish. Additionally, the flip side of the coin is also true. So when you're altering a natural aquatic environment, you need to realize that every fish that's native to that original body of water is perfectly adapted for that body of water. So if you alter the flow rate or the biological species present, it's going to also have an impact on the particular adaptations that a native species had in that water. So that's a more broad spreading conclusion you can draw from body forms. And that's about it.